This episode is brought to you by Pendulum Threads, gear for the hybrid athlete. Use code COUNTDOWN2 for 15% off at pendulumthreads.com. Pendulum Threads, perfect comfort, perfect performance. Bright and early. It's still technically 5 a.m.
Early birds catch worms.
Ugh.
Yeah, so we get
I'm going-
worms.
I'm going back to bed.
I don't like worms. All right, listeners, welcome back to Countdown 2 podcast. I'm your co-host, Drew.
And I'm Leighton.
And we're brothers.
Yes, we are. Good morning.
We're brothers talking about good things. I think good things.
Yes, sir.
This is not a good thing.
Well, is ever facing your fears ever a good thing?
No, yeah, I mean, yes and no. So take us into the episode outline or header. What are you thinking?
Fear, flow, and kind of the next steps. Last week we talked about athletic identity, and this is kind of like, well, what's next? So in growing, so we last week figured out who we are or what we want to be, and also who we're not anymore. So now, how do we move towards that direction of growth? And so, with change comes fear, and we need to learn to identify what to do with that. So,
and we are coming from the table as masters of overcoming fear.
Yes, sir, master. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. But we're in the attack August session as we prep for Yeti Gathering 2026 next year. Which anyone new here, it's a Yeti bikes we're mountain bikers. It's a Yeti Gathering is a 3-day event, 30 plus miles each day with 3,000 to 4,000 feet of climbing in Colorado, high elevation. So we want to be ready for that, have fun with that, and conquer it. So we're giving ourselves a year, and we're reverse engineering each month on how to get there. How to perform the best that we want to.
Yeah, it's quite an undertaking. I just chalk it up to it's a lot of mileage, a lot of elevation gain, a little air to breathe. So that's the goal.
Yeah, exactly. And change is scary. There's fear in there. We're moving into the unknown, so we don't know what to expect. A lot of people avoid it. We both changed our lives around a couple years ago and are still changing our lives around. And there was so much fear in that. So we're learning to get comfortable, and we're trying to, take what we learned and how to better accomplish it. So welcome.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
Yes, you are.
Hey, we were just talking about Yeti Gathering, Yeti cycles, mountain bikes, that kind of stuff, for those non-mountain bikers. But whatever somebody else's challenge is, this also applies to all types of things. If you're a hunter, you're a gatherer. Wait a minute. You're, just a gym person or an old dad, or whatever the case may be. These all still apply. But I was curious, just your quick thought on the Yeti Gathering, that undertaking, 30 plus miles a day, crazy elevation gains. Us identifying, hey, we're not in shape yet for this. What all are the obstacles that we're overcoming, and fear being included in that? Why haven't we done this sooner? Or what's your take? This is off the cuff, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And bright early in the morning, right when my brain is working perfectly.
Is it though?
No. It's not. Um,
Oh,
I
sarcasm.
don't, yeah, I don't know. I think we've are still working on some of our fears from the past that we're processing. So this isn't just a physical game. This
Hmm.
is a mental game.
Yep.
Um, and sometimes, we get comfortable in our own little bubbles to where when we're the top dogs of our world, we're in our friend group, we might be the best rider. And so
Hmm.
we could have some fear of like, oh, I'm going to be around other really good riders.
Hmm.
Where's my place in that?
Right.
Um, and I think there's some pride issues in that,
Hmm.
um,
Okay.
of, and sensing of where you belong. And, I've always made it a goal of mine to be around better people. Because I'm going to butcher the quote, but it's like, you are a clump of
Equivalent.
five.
A clump?
Yeah. I don't know. You're a clump of cells, is what I thought
What?
of. Sorry.
Your brain is on
Um,
fire.
yeah, it is.
You're the accumulation of the top five people you hang out with?
You've heard of this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
Well,
Check it out.
episode 3.1.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and so anyway, and I've always hung around older people that usually are more experienced. Yeah,
Wiser. Yeah.
my siblings are all way older than me. Um,
Way.
their youth group days, I was around all their friends too, when I was a kid, and anyway, so on and so forth. BMX growing up, I was around older BMXers that were racing, and so, but I know people who they hate being around people that are better than them, and I think that sets them back. I just see it as a complete weakness. So, anyways, I think the it's not just a physical game for Yeti Gathering.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mental game.
Well, and what I wanted to do is kind of set the stage of like we're talking about like fear in the moment of like you're saying where it's like who are we going to be around? Will my body perform? Will I have stomach GI issues? Like athletes do out in the field. Will all these things, but also you and I share obviously growing up together, so we have personal fears that we probably share um, like that have kept us from doing something like this. This is a big obstacle, and it's not just about the obstacle itself. It's even believing that you can go there. I mean, like when I look at this, it's like, why didn't I do this big event before? And it's like, well, I was fear to put myself out there, fear of failing, win there, fear of I mean, it fits somewhere in there, but like just even the money to get there,
Yeah,
and the you know fear of
time
having
away from family.
yeah fear of having an old bike, which actually right now I'm actually kind of stoked to go there with an old bike. Um, but like there's all these fears from our past, like you said, that creep up, and then borrow, and then are manifesting itself into current realities. So anyways, that's
Yeah, no, this is great, and I wanted to add to what you said something a little bit earlier is that this is not a mountain biking podcast. These are just principles that you can take to uh, any discipline of yours that you have. We're not on here talking mountain bike specs and gear ratios and all that. We're
I mean,
we're
we
here
can, I
talking about.
guess, but
Well, we can, I guess. I don't know anything, so maybe I can learn something. People are like, "Oh, what's that on your bike?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just makes me go down
it's a
faster."
gear.
It's a gear. And, so, these are how to make you be better for all aspects of life, no matter what your family looks like, what your discipline is. We want you guys to be happy, healthy, and a well-oiled machine, mentally and physically. So yeah, here we go. We want to, like I said, identify our fears. I think
We're gonna share all our fears
every
on
one
this
of
episode.
them.
Oh, damn.
on this
This is
episode.
going to
I'm
be a
just kidding.
4-hour episode.
Well, do you have an example of I mean, it could be recent or in the past, of facing some fear that pushing your boundaries a little bit?
my my fears have changed over time as I've gotten older.
By the minute.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now it's fear of hotness. It's toasty in this garage.
Oh,
Um, and yeah, no, I mean, it used to be like, hey, okay, we're gonna tackle this big obstacle or this project or this work project or public speaking and looking like a fool, and I still have a bit of that, but recently I just have developed a fear of flying,
mm,
and it absolutely sucks because I love to fly. I love going places, and I fly for work. I'm not a captain, but pilot.
you fly to your work.
Yeah, I fly for work. Yeah. So it sucks, and I still love the airports. I still love the adventure. I still love. I mean, even airplanes. I love just the aerodynamics and how these big old fat birds can get in the air. Um, but once that turbulence hits, man, I'm just like white knuckling, like, oh, we're okay. This is it. We're dead. And uh,
I feel like that's normal. I mean,
no, but I mean, looking at everybody around me, it's like they're cool, calm, and chill, and like all the stewardess are, still serving. I mean, I'm talking about like a hiccup in the air. It's like
oh, gotcha. Oh, okay.
we're gonna die. It doesn't help that social media is just plugging that left and right. But so anyway, so I mean, that is something I genuinely have to work on overcoming every time I fly, and it's a workout in itself, just so I don't
Yeah.
panic or quit or
Yeah, totally.
So what about
Crazy.
you?
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Uh, Something that I faced a little bit of a fear this week. I got myself out of my comfort zone. Um, and this also just ties in preparation for Yeti Gathering. But I went on my first road biking ride with a cluster with a group of people.
You and your
And
clusters.
yeah, and I was totally out of my comfort zone. We were with
That's a spandex.
yeah, no, I want to wear that. I'd be more comfortable.
Oh,
I didn't have spandex on. I totally look like a mountain biker just on a road bike. But
yes.
I actually have never realized. I mean, I grew up bikes, BMX, mountain bikes. I've never ridden road bikes
Hmm.
before, like on the road. You have, and you're a killer at that. But like, I was like clipped in, shoes clipped into the bike. It took me a block to like get my foot fully clicked in, but I was just like, man, like I committed to this. I'm around people that are better road cyclists. I'm the better mountain biker. Am I representing mountain biking? Like
Hmm.
I just old fears that tried to like come in. What?
And you rode with the CEO of Zwift Insider, who
Yes.
we had interviewed several episodes ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, exactly. And being around really good riders, and I had a friend with me who just started riding, and he was like, "Dude," he's like, "I'm sore. Let's just go at at whatever you want to go. I'll stick with you." And I was like, "Cool." And I had done legs before, but I adjusted the night before I did legs, my normal workout routine, but I focused just on hamstrings so that my quads were fine, so I wouldn't blow out one of my quad injuries. And also, I couldn't use it as an excuse of why I didn't perform as good like I would
Nice.
in the past. So, but then I got on. I was like, literally was like, whoa! I feel like a little ice skating princess gliding gliding on these bikes. It was so
And that
funny.
was your fear.
I
It
felt blue meter.
introduced a fear. Oh,
Yeah, no. But then like the first climb came, I killed it. I passed a bunch of people. I don't know if I paced it properly, and I kept up with some of the higher riders for a while,
hmm.
and then at the halfway point, I had like broke away a little bit, and then on the way back, I just hit a whole new gear. Like I just felt like, oh, I'm not going fast enough, and ended up passing a bunch of people, and it felt great. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I flowed into the area past fear of when I realized, hey, I can do this.
Hmm.
I properly fueled myself with some carbs and electrolytes and stuff, and so I prepped instead of like letting fear hold me back.
Yeah.
I prepped myself to be able to face that fear in the best way I can. And it may seem small, and there's bigger fears out there, but I was super pumped, and I'm actually gonna make that weekly ride
Ooh.
a weekly thing for the summer, and it's like 25 miles of riding, and I think my average speed was 18 miles per hour, and top speed was like 35. And
Nice.
it was cool. It was a good time with people. So that's something I faced recently.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have had that experience if you let your fears rule you. So, way to go.
Yeah,
Way to conquer.
thank you. Conquer,
That's right.
yes. Um, so now we want to talk about like the flow area of this episode, which is the area past fear to where you can start moving along.
Yeah, real quick
Did you
though.
have something you want to
Well,
add? Yeah, no
you
worries.
you had mentioned before when prepping for this thing that fear is a signal, not just an obstacle. And I kind of
Yeah,
liked that one. I wanted to put that out there because one thing that helps me with flying, or I mean, when I'm taking on challenges like you just explained yours and stuff like that, it's like, fear will pop up. And in the past it could cripple me and this and that, but like if I look at it this way, like fear as a signal, like a dashboard signal of your vehicle, which obviously,
ignore
evo-
that.
evokes, well, maybe you do, it evokes fear, like, oh crap, what's wrong with my truck?
Yeah,
But I like it in the sense of like, no, it's just alerting you to something. Like,
yeah, something to work
here's
on.
here, need to change your oil or this or that, or here's the obstacle, or you know, you're afraid of this because you're not used to it. I always tell my
Yeah,
son who's 8 years old, like he's always like he'll try something, he's like, I'm horrible at this. And it's like, dude, you're not good at anything you just start. You got to
yeah,
do it over and over again and stuff like that. And so I kind of liken it to the same thing where it's just like, here's a dashboard, here's the fear thing blinking, just of like, hey, caution, this is something outside of your wheelhouse, or it's not something you're used to, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, okay, thanks for your button, um, and properly assess it. So I mean, because there's fear that like keeps you from dying, you know.
totally.
Um, but there's also fear that's like, I mean, our brains are made to protect us, right? And so
Right.
it'll have that flashing warning signal when it's like, oh my gosh, this is outside our comfort zone. What the hell are you doing? And I just, again, I'm getting a lot of mileage out of just having that dashboard, because it doesn't mean stop the car and pull over and never drive it again. It means like,
Right.
pay attention to this,
Yeah, or just like,
adjust,
hey,
and
this I don't know if you want to say body parts hurting, like, okay, that's something I need to work on. I need to make this stronger, instead of like, oh, I can't ever use this part of my arm because it hurts. It's like, no, I need to go see a chiropractor or something to figure out what's going on so I can fine tune myself, my body. Um, and then, but what are the areas of the brain that we need to fine tune as well? Uh, I've witnessed, especially in CrossFit, witnessed so many people that didn't believe in themselves, and they had a coach that believed in them and gave them the push, and they were like, either not pushed to tears, but just like, oh, I don't know, I've never done this before, and it's like, hey, it's okay, try two, or try one or something like
Mhm,
that, and they do it, and then they're like, whoa, and they just their mind opens to what they can handle, what they can do.
mhm.
Um, and there's physical fear and there's mental fear, and um, the, the world's scary, man.
And by
So
the minute, getting
yeah,
scarier.
yeah. So no, I
Okay.
like I like that analogy really, really well,
All right.
really
So
good.
let's go back to the flow, and what is the flow?
The flow
and why it
is,
matters.
I feel like the flow is like your comfort, what you can handle, where you feel comfortable in performance. Um, I it's so funny. I like to think about it in mountain biking terms of when you're flying down a trail, and you are locked in on the 25, you're watching 25 feet in front of you, and your body is in perfect position. It's not weak. It's, you're moving with every little bit of the trail, flying. And there's one trail here specifically that I call Jethro, that I am able to fly down. And I wasn't able to do that my first time. There was a lot of fear. There was a lot of obstacles, and so I had to study that trail, hit it enough to where, like, oh, I know this berm is coming up, so I don't have to slam on the brakes here. I can use that berm to slow me down and get into this section of the trail. Um, I had to get stronger legs to be able to sit in a perfect flowy position to where my arms and legs are also the suspension of the
Hmm.
bike. And you're flowing down this trail. And so it's the area past fear, and then you get comfortable in that flow, and then, oh, I can handle more. I can level up and do something a little bit more scary, and then it's facing that next fear. So it's just kind of like a level system, I think, maybe to accomplishing your goals. I
Sure.
don't
I
know.
mean, well, yeah. I mean, you experience some release of that fear that equals into the flow, and so the next obstacle you should face, it's like, no, I got this. So I liken it to
I got this.
when I was in my 20s, so many years ago. Um, I used to snowboard, and my most favorite thing to do would just be bombing down the groomed trails. I got, people went for the powder and all stuff like that. I wanted groomed trails, and just to point the nose down and fly. And I learned some valuable lessons in there that, you freak out or you chirp or whatever the case may be, you're dead. I mean, like, you wipe out on that hard packed concrete snow. And but like, what I learned from it was, um, you start to fear. You get what I called the speed wobbles. You'd start to wobble, and then you overcompensate. Your brain's trying to overcompensate, but at that speed, it can't go that fast, and so you end up killing yourself because you wipe out. Um, and what I learned through that was just the fear um, is causing me to overcompensate. So I'll just start to, like, hey, I'll talk to myself, relax, chill out. You're good, man. You got this. And it's crazy when I start doing that. All of a sudden, my legs start flowing. My body starts responding, not reacting, responding, and you do just get into that flow of just like cruising down. And I mean, it was eye opening to me, just the difference. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I use
Yeah.
that mountain biking often.
Dude, I know. I'm like, I'll be right behind you, and I just hear Beyonce coming from in front of me. I'm just kidding. To calm yourself down.
Wow, man! Wait,
Anyways,
I thought we were friends.
no. Where did you
You,
think that?
you and your spandex wearing road biking.
um. So, yeah, you actually. So when I was a kid, and so I was a
Yeah,
kid when you were in your 20s. Uh, um,
still are.
I was skateboarding,
Ice
and I
skating,
was,
because you already talked about flowing of
yeah,
the ice
that's true.
skates. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I was bombing a hill, and I actually fell because I got speed wobbles, and ate crap. It was eighth grade. I was on my way to school, and the I was talking to you about it, and you were like, "Oh, dude, next time you do that, just tell yourself you're okay, everything's fine. Don't overcorrect, the speed wobbles." And it's kind of like, if you get that nice calming presence, that you can, yeah, you could fix it, and it worked. Like it, and it's I trying to think the last time I skated, but I snowboarded too, and it worked. And I just totally imagine you, because the one time I went snowboarding, uh, I came up to a hill and everyone's doing this, and then there's me just like it's like, oh, I was like, and then I start skipping, like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I was just like, oh gosh, I could die, and I was like, nope, just get down, it's all good, like just calm down.
Yeah.
um yeah, because fear, man, like you can freak out and not handle things properly, and there's situations that will come up anytime and any day to where you can either freak out in fear or you can calm yourself down and face it one chunk at a time, and then you learn a new skill. So um
So this is
yeah,
very
how to
valid to do this in our challenges here.
yeah, and to be able to, you know our goals typically are something we haven't done before, so there is natural fear in that. So
Hmm.
if you make a clear goal, us Yeti Gathering 2026, um, and how to get there, you're able to give yourself immediate feedback, because it's so at the front focus, on how to handle it, um, that you're able to, like, oh, okay, this didn't work or this
Hmm.
didn't work, and it's a balance between a challenge and a skill. So you're figuring out that sweet spot, to where it's not so easy that it's boring, but it's not so hard that it's paralyzing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all feelings,
Oh,
unfortunately.
feelings. Dang it.
Feelings.
Why do we have to
It's freaking,
feel?
what is it? Sometimes I like it now. Now that I'm feeling happy, I like it. But
Good save. Good
I
save.
used to be like, God, why'd you make us so complicated? So complicated.
Why do we
Like,
have to feel anything?
why can't sometimes I be a robot? Like, but no, I we wouldn't experience the good fun times without the bad times to overcome. So yeah.
Right on. End of episode. We're done. Boom.
Okay. Goodbye.
No.
I'm gonna go.
Shortest episode ever. Dude, I am sweating up a storm here. It's so
Dude,
stinking
is it
hot here.
Washington?
Yeah, it's been like 100.
What? We've only hit 100 once this year.
That's okay. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Talk
I'm gonna
about
look at the
something.
app. Well, my freaking brother is ditching me again.
That's better.
I like that you're like, it's so hot in here, so let me go grab my hoodie.
No. This is one of those light sun shirts.
I know. I just was like,
I mean, I could have
not
gone shirtless,
expecting. Dude, do
but
it. Let's go.
no. But oh well.
Well, dude, real quick, how's your progress feeling for attacking August? How did this week go for?
This was a
you?
crappy week.
Sweet.
I got out of the flow this week.
Mm,
No, it's coming along. It's just like we tell our listeners and ourselves, like when you've got a long goal such as ours, break it down to monthly things to where you have some focus and some to look forward to and work for in the moment as you work progress towards the longer term goal. And I think I lost sight of that this week,
mm.
where I didn't. I mean, I still exercise and stuff like that, but my intentions weren't there. My motivation wasn't there. I mean, my schedule threw it all out of wonk as well. And so, yeah, I don't know. It just, I mean, I feel still on par, on course, on mission for our
Good.
goal, but there's things I need to hone up. Hone up? Need to shore up? I don't know, whatever the word is, um, to be able to, be more successful, utilize the time better, and all that stuff like that. So, which is great because we have time, but just utilizing it. So, I mean, it's like that catch 22. Like I think you and I've talked about where we've always taken on things, procrastinate up to it, and then do well with it, but it's like last minute, like um, last minute grind that gets you through. And you and I are both like working on like, no, we don't want this to be last minute. We don't want this to be like we just survived it. We want to thrive in it. So so some of it's new ground, new territory, even just planning and mapping out. I mean, we talked about last episode, like, do we label ourselves an athlete? And I've thought about that a lot this week, where it's like, well, uh, no, I don't, but maybe I should, because then I would start changing my mind and wrapping it around to like, hey, athletes respond this way and act this way and plan this way and execute this way. So in that case, yeah, maybe I need to label myself that. So
Cool. Yeah. Well, and if you label yourself at a higher level, then hopefully your priorities to uh, become that athlete,
mhm.
just get bumped up a little bit higher. Training is a very high priority for us. Um, and no, that's good. That's progress, man. Like, that's
Hope
facing
so.
life. That's figuring out life. You're not giving up. Uh, we get thrown a lot of stuff at us, and it's how we adjust. Like, I didn't get to train last night right after work, and I could have trained super
Failure.
late.
Failure.
I didn't get to train super late, and I could have, but I didn't. I thought about it, and I just didn't. So that is I'm starting to think that way, though, instead of like, oh, I can't train at my regular schedule, so throw it out the door,
Mm.
because of, I have other people's schedules rely on me too. But
Well, hey, on that, there
mhm.
was a couple weeks ago where I got home at 10 p.m. and I was just pissy and I mean surprised, right? And
I was about to say
you,
surprise,
you
surprise.
you realize there's a theme here, and
Yeah.
so I just told my wife, I was like, I got to go work out, and she's like, do it. And so at 11 o'clock, I'm sitting there, I think I knocked out 20 miles on Zwift, and it
Yeah,
was just that
nice.
nice feeling, like, okay, like cool, like I mean, I was tired. The next morning I was tired, but it was like, that was really productive. I got in a workout. I answered some. I mean, I could have had a beer. I could have, which I mean, there's
True.
no problem with that yet. What am I using it for? Um,
Right.
I could have tried to go to bed frustrated and such of my day. But it was just kind of nice now to go. I mean, even last night I got home late and I was like, maybe I should, I don't know, put a couple miles in. I didn't, but just that doing that once has opened the door to like, hey, this is normal and it feels great. Go for
Yeah.
it. So,
I
anyways,
love that. That's great. Good job, dude. Like, my week was good. Facing the fear with riding was great. I did train more than I have in the past couple weeks. And so it's just getting, I hate using this word so much today, but getting into the flow of things of like, okay, now my body, I don't have to like force myself to ride, it's or to train. It's
hmm
getting like, okay, let's go work out. And it is for Haley too.
it's a
Like,
normal.
we had plenty of opportunities to like, no, let's just be lazy, or well, we have this to work on or whatever.
Yeah. There's
um
always going to be something to work on, right?
yeah, and like, there are times with this new house, setting it up, we've been like, okay, let's go train, and then we'll go work on the house. Well, by the time we get home, eating, exhausted from training, and it's like, okay, we made some adjustments. So like, we will work on the house for a couple hours, and then we'll go train. And we did that all week, and it was great. Like,
hmm
uh, that way also too. Like, once we're in that gym setting, it's like, okay, we're here. We don't have to be somewhere until we're done,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So let's hack it out. And she's been building some CrossFit skills, which is exciting and fun. And I'm jealous because she's super talented, and I have to work harder at my talents. But
But you look good in a crop top.
yes, I do. Thank you. um, so we wanted to challenge ourselves and our listeners this week. 1 week challenge, um, in facing fear. Step one would be to identify one thing you've been avoiding because of fear. Something in your life.
You. Oh wait.
That's why you don't answer my calls. I'm talking to our
Oh,
listeners
excuse.
right now,
I'm
not
sorry. I
you.
thought it was a challenge
I
from me. Go ahead.
Well,
Continue.
yeah, it's. I'm going to challenge
No,
you
I know
this
how to
every
do it.
week. Anyways, so something you've that's been crippling you, fear. Maybe it's your spouse in a rough spot in marriage right now. I don't know. It doesn't have to just be a physical demand. It could be a mental or relationship one as well. So anyway, be thinking about that. What's the first thing that comes to mind that you've been avoiding? And then break it down to smaller next step actions. What's the first thing to face it? If it's working out and like prioritizing working out, just get to the gym or get to the area that you work out in. You don't have to like, okay, I need to get there and take on everything uh, that I want to do at the gym.
Mhm.
Just step through the door. Do these small next action steps. um and then each day chunk away at it. Once you start getting used to showing up, then okay, do the workout. Focus more on what you want to do during the workout. I've had to do this to where I used to love building really hard complicated workouts, and I still do, but and sometimes that would motivate me, like, oh, I can't wait to train this hard. And there were some points where it's like, oh dude, sometimes it's a little daunting facing that workout. So I'm like, just get to the gym
Mhm.
and just start on the first set of something, or the warm up, and then get your body going.
Yeah.
And then you showed up for the day. That's an accomplished goal. So yeah, do it before the week is over.
And like and I would add like journal about it or write down your progress or write down like the before and afters in the sense of it and keep it simple, but just like, I was feeling this way. And then once you do it, write out, and because I mean, what you're doing is you're telling your mind, like, hey, I had this fear and legit, and then I overcame it. And, even in the smallest things, that adds up big. And you start
Yeah.
programming your brain like, the fear's going to be normal. That's just unfortunately there, good or bad. Um, I overcame it, and this is the result. Oh, okay. Next time, it's like, hey, okay, I'm fearing this to go back or to be putting myself out there. Oh, you know what? I survived last time. I'll be okay.
Hmm.
I'm better
Yeah.
off for it. So, I always encourage people to write that down because we need that. There's so much negativity in our brains coming in, whether it be outside influences or our own psyche that we're psyching ourselves out. Um, so you need to document the wins.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I feel like people make the mistake that they think they have to jump from scared out of their minds to being fearless. Like, it's not a one
It's a
jump.
journey.
And just because you can't doesn't like do it in one step doesn't mean you won't be able to do it overall. You just need to do it properly. You need to do it the right way. Like, it's not like, okay, I want to start running, I'll do a marathon tomorrow. No, like, uh go run down the street a couple blocks. Sign up for a 5K, work towards that. You don't just immediately jump to everything.
Yeah,
Taking
that's a
everything
great way to
on.
burn out and then solidify why that fear is there. That's a way to
Yeah.
shoot yourself in the foot for sure.
Big mountain bike trails that we take on, we don't just first time hit everything huge perfectly. Like, you take chunks at it, you visualize, you see what you have to take on, and you get mentally prepared for it. And just mastering this thing called fear. But Drew, before I close, do you have anything you want to add?
Waiting, waiting, waiting for it. No, I think that this is such a simple episode, yet it's not simple at all. It's very complex, and things that rule us, things that hold us back. And it's a nice reminder for me, even, um, what's holding me back this week? What held me back last week? Was it fear? Did I have a crappy week because I was afraid of this, or this, or allowed my fears or my dashboard to trip me out and scrap it, or lighten my load, or, whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. So there's great reminders to always keep this forefront, because fear is going to be there in one form or another. Some of it's healthy, some of it's not. A lot of it's not, I'd
Yeah.
argue. And that's where journaling, that's where writing this stuff down, before and after, all help develop that picture inside of you of like, what's holding me back? Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? And then if it's not healthy, how do I adjust to make it to where I'm overcoming these fears, even at the littlest level, to be able to accomplish what I'm after? And I have to do that honestly often.
Yeah.
Um, Otherwise, I won't do this. I won't be here. I wouldn't be in my job. I wouldn't be, you know, um, riding the way I ride and all the above. I mean, holding me back from the great things. I mean, think about, and I'm sorry, I'm going off now, but think about, um, all the things that we enjoy, all the things that our jam, yours and mine, is mountain biking. When we're in that flow, it is just this feeling of, I don't know. I was gonna say euphoria, but that sounds so weird. Anyways, this feeling of just like, man, there's just not a good word I can think of. Harmony, just with everything around you. When you're flowing and your body's flowing, there's times where you're biking and you're biking fast, and it's so much fun that you feel like you're one with the bike. Again,
Hmm.
vocabulary sucks right now, but to be able to paint the picture, but I love that feeling, because there's just, I feel like that's how we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to operate. But fear gets in the way to where we don't, where we trip up, where we are clunky. I mean, I've had plenty of mountain bike trips where I'm just like, man, I am not one with this trail. I mean,
Yeah.
um, nothing, I'm not flowing. I'm not, I feel like a rigid board trying to get down this hill. And was that fear, or was that whatever? I don't know. But like, there's so many things that keep me from having that other experience where everything's connected, because I fear. So if I can get past that fear, and like you say, a lot of that has to do with just like, get out there and just start. Just, you know, um, I don't like rucking with my, rucksack on. It's like, to get into that mode, to get used to that weight, takes a few blocks. But after that, man, I'm like enjoying it. But if I let those 2 blocks determine, like, am I going to do it or not, I'm going to miss out on the
Yeah.
joys of it even. So,
And when that weight is off of you, you can walk easier. Like fear, doubt, these are all just signals to areas that you can get better. So like instead of running away from them, like let's face them and how to face them properly. That's what we're trying to to put out there is to if your life, the responsibilities you have as a parent, um, schedules, training, work, all that, if this is the level of difficultiness and you're here and you're about to crash out, like let's look at getting you used to like facing here. So this is
hmm
easy.
hmm
What you can handle. Like um, that makes such a big difference to where like yeah, life's great, like I could just handle that meltdown, I can handle, we missed the bus or this schedule changed or whatever. That's fine, let's
hmm
just adjust to it. Let's not get upset by it. Let's not let fear and discomfort take us over. Let's attack those feelings,
hmm
and so that we can make a beautiful harmony of the family. You could be the leader you've always wanted to be and what your family might always need you to be.
yeah.
And with that that Drew is signaling at,
Speaking of which,
we have this, there's this book, it's not our book, but it's called The Fearless Mind.
we wrote this.
Yeah, we
No, shut up. I'm gonna get me in trouble. No, we did not write it.
we
But
did
this
not write that.
segues very well. Go ahead.
So we at the beginning of our journey, we read this book called The Fearless Mind. And next week, we have a very special guest who has turned fear into fuel, into a whole new radical ways that people didn't think possible. And his name is Braden Bringhurst, pro mountain biker. He's kind of the catalyst for at least my journey to get healthy. Um,
Yeah, not mine.
and so we are having him on next week, and it's a very exciting episode, and we really
Yeah.
dig deep into the mental and side
And
of facing
he's a
fear.
mountain biker. Yeah, exactly. He's a mountain biker, but we're going deeper into the psychology of things with
Hmm.
him and what he's had to overcome in his career. He's a practitioner of that book, The Fearless Mind, by Dr. Craig Manning. So he didn't write it, but he was a student under him of this, and I think there's going to be a lot of gold nuggets. Again, lack of better words, I don't know. But gold nuggets, anyways.
It will not
Um,
be a 6 a.m. episode where our brains are
yeah,
working.
thank you. Yeah, so hopefully, but I'm just gonna let him talk. So,
Yeah, no, he's a really great guy, fun listen, and yeah, we're stoked to share that with you guys, and we're stoked to talk to him and be able to go through it. So yeah, just take on this week. Let's go. Take things small. Um, we got this. We can definitely do this. We
yep.
have like 50 weeks, and I'm already feeling really great. Not where I want to be for Yeti Gathering, but we have a great start.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Let's have our readers
All
keep
right.
going. Keep it on.
Yep. All right, bro. I
Appreciate
love
you.
you, dude. Appreciate you. Thanks for going on this journey with me to save my life, and keep on pushing
Yeah, is it saved
and
yet?
pushing me. Yeah,
Oh, good.
I'm perfect.
Oh, we're
That's
done.
what I'm hearing.
Boom.
Perfect. All right. You
All
guys have
right.
a great week.
Boo, boo, boo.